You know that feeling, right? A knot in your stomach when you're anxious or that tightness in your chest from stress. Our bodies have this incredible way of physically showing our emotions, sometimes without us even having a clue. But what if I told you there's one specific muscle, a super thin sheet in your neck, that's basically a billboard for all your hidden tension? Yeah, let's get into this surprising stress muscle.
Okay, think about it for a second. When you see something, or smell something, or even just think about something that grosses you out, what happens? Your face scrunches up, right? Your lip might curl. But that's not just some random, fleeting feeling. That expression is a signal. It's a clue that's activating a very specific part of your anatomy, and it reveals a whole lot more than you'd think.
And here it is. This is the star of the show today, the platisma. It's this really broad, thin sheet of muscle that goes all the way from your chest and shoulders, right up the side of your neck, and connects near the corner of your mouth. I mean, we almost never think about this thing, but trust me, it's a huge player in the story our body tells about how we're really feeling.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. This muscle has a pretty dramatic nickname. In some Italian anatomy circles, they call it il muscolo dello schifo, and that literally translates to the muscle of disgust. How wild is that? That name is the absolute perfect key to understanding its secret power. Its main job when it comes to emotion is to signal disgust, revulsion, and that deep-seated stress.
So, to really get why it's so plugged into our feelings, you have to know what kind of muscle it is. The platisma is what's called a mimic muscle. Now, unlike the muscles that, move your bones around, mimic muscles are designed for one thing: creating facial expressions. They are literally hardwired to the emotional centers of our brain, giving us a direct physical reflection of what's going on inside.
And this really shows you just how much of a mirror it is. The platisma isn't just twitching for no reason. It contracts as a direct response to these really deep emotional states. It's a physical sign of stress, of disgust, of all that tension we're trying to hide. That makes it one of the most honest, nonverbal communicators in our entire body. It's out there telling a story we might not even be ready to admit to ourselves.
But here's the twist. The platisma isn't just about feelings. It kind of has this dual identity. So on one hand, yeah, it's our emotional barometer. But on the other hand, it plays a really important mechanical role. It actually helps with critical actions like breathing and swallowing. So it's not just for show, it's deeply woven into our body's most basic functions.
And this, right here, is where the trouble starts. When we're under chronic stress, or maybe we're holding on to feelings of resentment or disgust, that platisma can get stuck. It gets stuck in a state of constant contraction. And that's when its emotional job starts to bleed over and cause some very real, very physical problems.
So here's how it all goes down. It's like a chain reaction. It all starts with that deep emotional tension, right? That makes the muscle contract. Then, when that contraction becomes chronic, just way too much, it starts messing with those vital functions we just talked about. Your breathing might get more shallow, swallowing can feel tight, and finally, that constant tension doesn't just stay put, it radiates out, causing pain in other places.
And these are the concrete things we're talking about. That nagging, chronic neck pain, what the source material calls dolori cervicale, that just never seems to go away. Or that constant tension you feel right across your shoulders. And of course, that subtle but really significant negative effect on your breathing and even how you swallow. It can all trace back to this one emotional muscle being overworked.
So, here's the big takeaway from all this. That tightness in your neck, that ache in your shoulders you keep blaming on how you slept or your posture at your desk, it might be telling a much, much deeper emotional story. It could literally be your muscle of disgust, physically showing the world and you all the stress and tension you're carrying around.
And that really just leaves us with one last powerful question to think about. The next time you feel that familiar ache in your neck or that tightness in your throat, just take a second. Instead of trying to just stretch it out or ignore it, maybe ask yourself, what is my body actually trying to tell me right now? Because just listening to the message, that's the first step toward finally finding some relief.